BTS News Today. When it comes to BTS, no one can avoid the warmth and depth of the relationship between the members. However, there is one relationship that has long fueled curiosity, speculation, up to expectations from fans around the world. The relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook, who is widely known by the name Taikook. From small meaningful interactions, a look that can never lie, to the emotional moments captured on camera, Taikook has been in the spotlight for years. But what's really going on behind the scenes? Is all this just an illusion created by the expectations of fans, or is it the truth that has been kept secret now, with the latest happenings, statements that are starting to open up, and moments that can no longer be ignored? We are approaching a reality that, without exaggeration, will surprise you. Their first meeting at BTS's dorm was the beginning of an unusual bond. Jungkook, the shy magne who just debuted, and Taehyung, member full of charm that keeps the artistic side and full of mystery. The two are like two different worlds that are surprisingly instantly fused together. According to an internal source close to the members, Taehyung and Jungkook became very close even at the beginning of the trainee period. They often share food, listen to music together, until falling asleep on the training room sofa after a tiring day. However, it's not just that closeness that attracts, it's the fact that they begin to look emotionally interdependent. Who can forget when Taehyung looked at Jungkook in the live broadcast and said, "I just want you to be happy, that's all." Or the moment when Jungkook protects Taehyung at the airport as the fans push too close. Each such second becomes a fragment that builds a huge narrative between these two men. Many armies collect clips of Taikook moments and capture them in emotional video edits. But now, we're no longer just talking about moments, because the truth is finally beginning to be revealed from sources that cannot be ignored. Not infrequently, other BTS members provide veiled clues. Jimin once said in an interview, "There are two members who have an unusual way of looking at each other, but it's none of my business." This statement immediately fueled speculation, and many believe that he was talking about Taikook. RM also mentioned about the emotional closeness between members and how some of us have a bond that we can't even explain logically. During the draft, many thought Taikook's relationship would fade, but the opposite happened. Recently, fans discovered that Jungkook was secretly attending Taehyung's training in Division 2. There's even a voice recording of a soldier saying, "Jungkook is never far from Taehyung. Every chance he gets, he comes." Is this just a friendship? Or is there something more? Not to mention the moment when Jungkook spoke on the Weverse broadcast and quietly said, "I hope he knows how important he is." ARMY directly attributed the statement to Taehyung, because just a few days before, Taehyung cries when he mentions how much he misses someone without naming them. Many people think that the relationship between BTS members is just professionalism that is established because of the contract. However, in Taikook's case, their closeness looks unshakable, even when the camera isn't on. A longtime Big Hit staffer who chose not to be named divulged, Taehyung and Jungkook always had their own world. When the exercise is over, they often stay together. They talk for a long time, sometimes without words. Just look at each other or share earphones. It is not a common thing even for very close people. They do not always openly display warmth, because both of them know how sensitive the K-pop world is to rumors of personal closeness, especially between fellow members. But for them, this connection is more than a physical expression. It's a matter of interconnectedness. One of the most tangible ways to trace the depth of their relationship is through their work of art, music. Jungkook and Taehyung, two people who are very expressive through songs, often convey their feelings through lyrics that are full of meaning. I in the song Still With You. Many ARMY believe that Jungkook's lyrics were like he was talking to someone he missed so much, but he couldn't meet her freely. Taehyung wrote Blue and Gray, which many consider to be an overflow of loneliness and his desire to be understood without having to say much. And if noticed, there is a consistent pattern. When one writes a song full of longing, others responded with a note of consolation. This is not just a coincidence. It is a form of silent communication between two interconnected souls. Taikook doesn't just belong to BTS, they belong to the world. And the world has a variety of responses to their relationship. On the one hand, millions of armies around the world provide tremendous support. Taikook shippers create community, fan art, edit videos, even international fan projects like the big LED banner in Times Square to celebrate a particular Taikook moment. However, on the other hand, not a few also doubt or even reject their relationship. Some fans argue that too much speculation could weigh on both artists. Big Hit also had issued a neutral statement, All relationships between BTS members are a form of friendship and strong team support, but can all be explained simply as friendship. In the past month, there was an incident that immediately became trending on X Twitter. When closed military events attended only a limited circle, a leaked video shows Jungkook standing in the front row, while staring intently at Taehyung, who was singing in a military formation. After the show, in another audio recording, someone is heard saying, "He was waiting for Taehyung from beginning to end, not moving places." Fans then dug deeper and found that over the past 6 months, Jungkook always chooses a holiday schedule that aligns with Taehyung's schedule, including when he secretly visited 2nd Division headquarters twice, which is very far from his place of service. Is this just a coincidence? Or is it time we admit that there is something greater than all this? In a live video that has now been deleted, Taehyung is seen sitting alone while playing a very emotional song. He doesn't talk much, only occasionally looks at the camera. However, at the 14th minute, he said in a trembling voice, "Sometimes I wonder, if I could be in one place with just one person, I don't need anything else." He didn't give a name, but the army knew who he was referring to. Moments later, her tears began to drip. And in the video cut that fans managed to save, Taehyung looks like he is holding something that has been buried for a long time. It was one of the most emotional days for fandom. The hashtags #TaikookTrue and #ProtectTaikook immediately topped the global trends. After various speculations and emotional moments from Taehyung, it was Jungkook's turn that shocked fans. In an interview aired exclusively by Japanese media, Jungkook finally said, "I can't control what people think. I know who has kept me up to date. I will stay with him, whether people believe it or not." The interview was immediately translated into various languages and went viral around the world. For the first time, Jungkook openly shows emotional commitment to someone, most sure is Taehyung. For ARMY who have been following BTS since the beginning, Taikook's old moments have their own emotional historical value. Who can forget when Taehyung and Jungkook slept close together on the bus bench, the reality show Bon Voyage, or when they teased each other in the dorm kitchen while filming BTS's Run in one of the old episodes? When asked who he would have the hardest time leaving if BTS broke up, Jungkook replied without hesitation, Taehyung. Meanwhile, Taehyung once wrote a personal letter in VLive, which despite not mentioning his name, fans believe it is aimed at Jungkook because of its distinctive content and language style. "You were always by my side, even when I didn't know how to love myself. For that, I'm grateful." The relationship they have built since adolescence slowly grows into something more mature, more complex, and more difficult to hide. They not only like each other, but understand each other at the deepest level. Taikook's closeness turned out to have a huge impact on millions of young fans around the world. In an era when many young people feel isolated, depressed, and unsure of their own feelings, the relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook becomes a source of strength, hope, and representation. Thousands of fans have written open letters, blogs, and an essay on how Taikook helped them understand the meaning of true emotional connection. In fact, online communities such as Reddit and Tumblr are full of in-depth discussions around the philosophy of love and friendship personified by the two. Taikook is not only my favorite couple, they are a symbol that sincere feelings, although not mentioned, it can be very powerful, wrote one fan on Twitter. Some fans even say that they learned to recognize and love themselves. In control of your life, go out and